8 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? Because I'm doing great. I don't know about you, feeling good, feeling great, but I am Nicole Elise, aka Elise You Know, and I just want to welcome you to See the Vision. We are going to have an awesome show, so just remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe because we want everyone to be informed and entertained, okay? So let's kick it off with our sponsors for the evening. This week we are sponsored by Oklahoma Commercial Roofing, Web Copycat, and a special one, y'all, Made to Order Designs by Terry Owens. So, if you are interested in making money online or you have been struggling to make money online, this is the system for you. It is a $1 trial and it is a done for you system. So check out Web Copycat today. Up next, we have Oklahoma Commercial Roofing. They aren't just roofers, they are commercial property experts. So if you have a commercial property or a commercial roof, give Chad Elmore a call today at 405-246-8160. Again, 405-246-8160, and he will help you out. Last but not least, we have Made to Order Designs by Terry Owens. It's time for the holidays, and you don't want to go to the holiday party and be bland. Go and stand out. Go get a custom-made, one-of-a-kind gown from Miss Terry Owens. And this evening, she was so awesome enough to sponsor me in my dress. So I want to give you guys a full view of what it looks like. So here we are. We have a lovely gray high-waisted cut dress that Miss Owens handmade just for me. We're going to get you the back view of it. We want you to see all the detail that she does, and it hugs every nook and cranny, and it was made, like I said, just for me. So go check out Miss Terry Owens. You can find her information on her website, on Facebook, Terry Owens, Made to Order Designs, or you can actually give her a phone call at 405-206-1566. Again, 405-206-1566. Thank you, Miss Terry. I love it. All right, so hopefully you hit the polls this week, and if you didn't, that's okay. Shame on you, but there's always another time to go out there and express your right to vote. But this week, let's do a small, I know you guys are wondering, what do you think about all this, Nicole? How do you feel about what's going on in the elections? And this is my opinion, so you can take it as much or as little as you please, but this is how I feel. Did I vote for Donald Trump? No, I did not. Am I here to bash Donald Trump? No, I think he does enough of that on his own. He doesn't need my help. But what I will say is that our people did go out and they voted. And if you're not happy with the vote, you can't blame the people that didn't vote. Because if they would have voted, you don't know how they were going to vote, number one. And number two, the Electoral College, their vote counts more. And if you didn't notice, the Electoral College and the majority vote were all for Trump. So, that being said, the people made their choice. Unfortunately, I don't agree with that choice, but that's the choice that we made, and we have to move forward. And with that being said, can we just exercise just a little bit of peace, a little bit of love, and a little bit of understanding? Because we all still live here, like it or not. We're not going anywhere, and we all have to figure out a way to get along. So, let's get to work. Chop, chop. And on a local level, Oklahoma, I love you. I love you so. I really do. But here's the deal, y'all. We need to respect and love our teachers, and not just with a high five and a hug. They need some money. They need to be paid. They need to be compensated for what they do, because they deal with a lot in the classroom. They do more than just grade papers and assign homework. They love kids. They teach kids. They do a lot more than what meets the eye. So we need to financially help them and empower them just like we would anybody else who needs support and love. Because if we can find a way to legalize alcohol and make it easier for mixers and everything else to be in office, and we can make our death penalty do whatever it does. I can't even remember exactly what we voted for on that, but if we can make it more strict or have any type of punishment, then honey, we can find somebody for these teachers that are actually doing the good thing. So if you're with me on that and have any ideas about how we can help our teacher in our school system, please reach out to me. Please send me an email at seethevisionproduction@gmail.com, or just give me a comment or something, because we need to do something as a people, as a state, to help secure our teachers, because they are important and they need to know that, because right now they don't feel like it. I digress. Enough election talk. Let's talk about what's happening in OKC outside of the election. So this week we're going to talk about real IDs. Oh, and before we do that, let's talk about our website real quick, where you can find all of our sponsors and any information that I talk about in the show. It is seethevisionproduction.wordpress.com. And now let's bop right back over to current in OKC. Okay, so what's going on in OKC that you need to know? This week we're going to talk about real IDs. So what is a real ID? I know you're thinking, girl, I got a real ID. I stood in the line at DMV for 3.5 hours and I did nothing else. I had to take a whole day off of work to get this ID, so it better be real. And don't get me wrong, it is. It's real, but it's not a real ID. So what is a real ID? In 2005, the Department of Homeland Security got together and they decided that there needed to be some minimum state requirements that needed to be met by every state on the IDs that were being issued. And the reason is because back in 2001, when 9/11 happened, there were a lot of fake IDs being made and duplicated relatively easy because there were no standards. And so what this is doing is trying to standardize the ID process, not necessarily by how they look, but just by the information that's on the ID. So everybody following me? We're good? 2 thumbs up? Yeah? Okay. So why does it matter, Nicole? Why do I care if I have a real ID or not? Well, here's the deal. If you don't have one of these real IDs, your traveling plans are about to be real screwed up in the next couple of years. And this is why. Because without a real ID or an alternative ID that is approved by TSA.gov, you will not be able to board an airplane, you will not be able to go on military bases, and you will not be able to go to any federal agencies or buildings that require an ID. So right now it's not a big deal. But in the near future, and when I say the near future, within the next 3 months and the next year and a half, changes are going to be set in place to where they are not going to allow you on a plane. You think I'm playing? But I'm not. So here are some of the crucial deadlines that you need to know about the Real ID initiative. In January 30th, 2017, so in like 3 months, if you don't have a real ID or an alternative ID that meets the credentials, you will not be allowed to go into a nuclear power plant or federal agencies that require an ID. So that's not a big deal because most of us don't go to power plants every day unless we're working in one, and if you do, you probably have a military ID or credentials that will allow you to do so, right? So we're good. We're covered there. Not the big of a deal. No sweat. But this next one is going to really start to get people. January 18th, 2018, if you do not have a real ID or an alternative ID, you will not be allowed to board an airplane. I'm going to blink and look at you for a minute. Did you hear that? So that vacation that you're planning for next week, or you're going on a cruise, boo-boo, no you're not. Not if you don't have a passport, not if you don't have a military ID or a real ID, and you can't get one of those real IDs because our state's not compliant, so you only have 2 options, well actually 2 popular options and then a laundry list of others, but this is real, so I'm going to say this loud and say this proud. Go get a passport. Go get a passport. Go get a passport. All right. So did you hear me? Go get a passport, because you will not be allowed to get on a plane, go on a military base, or go to a federal agency that requires an ID if you do not have a passport. Got me? And then in 2020, October 1st, 2020, that's the hard cut. That's the deadline. There will be no more exceptions, ifs, ands, buts, or maybes about not having a real ID or an alternative to that. So, like I said 5 seconds ago, and I'm going to say it one more time so you hear me loud and clear, boo. Go get a passport. It is a safe way to bet that you will not have any issues traveling or getting onto military bases or federal agencies, okay? And if you don't do that, you are bound to have some heartache. Not to mention, you cannot bank on Oklahoma becoming compliant within the next year and a half, and getting everybody new IDs. Like, that's a lot of people, and no matter how hard they try, they couldn't do it. So even though it's 4 years away, that's still probably not enough time to get everybody in this state what they need. So like I said, just go be on top of your stuff, and just go get a passport, please. Pretty please. All right, I'm for real done this time. Let's move on to our next segment that's within what's happening in OKC. And that is the Women of Encouragement. So last week I talked about domestic violence and breast cancer. And a lot of people that are going through those issues feel like they don't have anybody to turn to, like there's no one on their team, and like no one cares. And that's just not true. That's not the case, because we as people should have a heart for people that are going through issues and struggles, and should have an ear to listen. And that's exactly what these ladies do. Miss Barbara Houston is the head of the group, and every month they have a meeting at the Waterford Hotel at 6 o'clock that helps bring that just allows women to go in and just talk about whatever they feel, whatever their struggle is, and know that they're not alone. So check this out.
Encouragement and love filled the intimate atmosphere at the Waterford Hotel as Barbara Houston and the Women of Encouragement met for their monthly meeting. The host for the evening, LaToya Johnson, was given the opportunity to share her personal story.
Me being tortured, beaten, abused, starved. The background that I come from has a lot of innocence going on, has a lot of gang members in it, has a lot of pimps in it, has a lot of hoes in it, prostitution. It's just
Ms. Johnson's story is one of tragedy, neglect, anger, and abuse.
A man can't love me because I can't love myself. A man can't love me because I got a messed up back. I got a hip replacement. I got cancer. I got all this going on with me. I got too much going on. I'm just a burden for a man to be with. At that time, I'm so roughed up, I couldn't even see how God could place this back together.
But through prayer, love, and support from the Women of Encouragement, she has found a place of acceptance and self-love.
And keep on, and keep on, and keep on, and keep on, and keep on.
To learn more about LaToya's story and the Women of Encouragement, go to seethevisionproduction.wordpress.com.
So if you relate to Miss LaToya's story, or you just feel like something is pulling on you and tugging on you to go be a part of the Women of Encouragement, please do so. Please contact Miss Barbara Houston. She would love to hear from you. She loves talking to young ladies and just getting to know them and helping them become the best versions of who they are. So once again, the Women of Encouragement are there to help with any issue that you may be going through. Go check them out. Their next meeting is at the Waterford on December 16th at 6 p.m. And for more information, you can go to our website, seethevisionproduction.wordpress.com, or like I said, hit up Miss Barbara Houston's Facebook page. But let's get to moving to our next segment, y'all. It's dig it, dig it, dig it, ditch it, dig it, ditch it, dig it, dig it, ditch it. And this week during our dig it, ditch it segment, we are featuring my homie, my friend, and my collaborator as well, L.T.Z. That's right, them letters, L.T.Z. He is a Northside boy from Oklahoma City, and he's got a new jam out called Summertime Pull Up, Pull Up, Pull Up. And Tony is just an awesome lyricist, and he's inspired by people like Spike Lee, Jordans, believe it or not. He loves Jordans in the shoes. If you know anything about Tony, you know that he loves shoes. And to be specific, he has like 60 some odd pair. I want to say like 64 to be exact, pair of Jordans. So if you're trying to get on his shoe game, you might want to go talk to Tony and see if you're on his level. He's also inspired by people like Jay-Z as well. So give a warm welcome and round of applause to L.T.Z.
Yes, your main man Carliv Labous is here. B92 Radio. L.T.Z actually dropped off a new joint, Summertime Pull Up. Shawanda bought you 5 drinks last night. You need to pull up. I'm undefeated out here in this parking lot. You ain't never won out here, so you don't know what I'm talking about. You came out here for the girl. girls with the curls, well, I'm the only thing that brought them out. You could smell my cologne from the register to pump 5. Say that smell in the air, make her happy, be alive. I could look her in her face and tell there's something stressing her. Pay with $100, yo, get the rest of her. Let me tell the truth right quick, I'ma confess this up. Ain't spend this money on shoes, cause I'm blessing ya. I ain't come here for no shopping, just here for a few things. Green apple Gatorade, big old bag of peach ranks. TZ, how you shining? And your chain don't got no diamonds in that. Watch this on your wrist, really don't tell the time. Girl, I'm north-sided, can't you see I was a queen? Ain't it shining on me, girl, now that's a look. God like Tony, yo, you my little homie. I'ma keep blessing you, you make sure these people turn the parking lot to fashion shows. Came out here with my hand cut.
Entirety on our show, DJ Nice Tricks Weekend Mix at 6 this weekend, and you can also check it out on SoundCloud, which is located on his Facebook page if you want to find more by L.T.Z. And if you are interested in being on Dig It or Ditch It, please send me an email to seethevisionproduction@gmail.com. Don't forget to attach some music to it and a bio, because I want to hear what you got for me, Oklahoma. Please do that. All right, now let's get into my favorite segment of the evening. It is time for Hidden Gems. I told you I'm consistent. I'm gonna keep doing it. You're gonna do it too. This week on Hidden Gems, we are featuring beef and buns. I always struggle to say it. Even if I read it, I'm like, is it buns and beef or beef and buns? Anyways, this week on Beef and Buns, I got to actually experience some of the cuisine, and it was phenomenal. I had the Catfish basket as well as some of their smoked chicken, and they also are famous for their burgers, so go check out Beef and Buns. They are located at 2741 Northeast 23rd Street, but their hours are kind of funky, so make sure you check it out. Like, look up when it's open, because you don't want to go and not get there and I just told you to go and it's awesome and then you're upset. But their hours are Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. So go check it out. They're super family friendly. Frank is the owner and it's family owned. And when I tell you, y'all, he's so sweet and nice, and he just talks to you, and you just feel like you know him forever, even if you've only met him for like one day. And if you're interested in throwing events there, they also have the space available to do that, but they got to be small, intimate ones, because their capacity is 55. So definitely go check out Beef and Buns today. Okay? Now it's time for In or Out. Are you in or out? Seriously, in or out? This weekend, if you decide you want to stay in and chill out, I got 3 things to do for you. And if you want to hit the town and be out and about, I got 3 things for you to do there too. So my first in is dedicated to the kids. And I know I usually make them read books. I mean, not read. I actually make them watch videos. But this week I wanted to encourage reading, because reading is importante, y'all. It stimulates the mind and growth and knowledge. And so this week I nominate Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Double Down. It's actually really good. It has a rating of 4.6 out of 5 on Amazon.com. And the premise of the book is that the main character, Greg, his mom is like nagging at him because all he does is play video games, which I know like 95.99% of the parents out here today can relate to that. All your kid does is want to be on the phone or on the PlayStation or the Xbox or whatever they have. That's all they want to do. And the mom is like, come on, man, be more creative. Tap into that creative side. Go do something else. And so what he decides to do is create a movie with some gummy bears. And then it gets a little out of hand because it's a Halloween book. So just put your imagination to it. Go check out Wimpy Kid, Double Down by Jeff Kinney. Okay? Do that. Your kids will enjoy it. And even if they can't read, reading to them is good as well. So go be an awesome parent and tuck your kiddo in and read them a good nice story. They'll love you for it forever, I'm telling you, because I remember the days when my dad and mom used to read to me. My favorite book was Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, Will There Be Enough Room? And I don't remember the rest, but that's all I remember. And it's the title, so I mean, I guess they got their point across. Anywho, let's move on to our second out. My second out for this week is Beware of Mr. Baker. It is a documentary. It is based off of a famous drummer. And I really have never heard of his music, but he gets a lot of praised for being as creative and unique as he was. Some of the interviews on the documentary are from Eric Clapton and some of his ex-wives, to be exact, 4. So homeboy was a player. Play on, player. But it's exciting. He's eccentric and crazy and fun, and I feel like if you like documentaries or just like knowing more about musical things, this is a good one for you. So go check out Beware of Mr. Baker. You can find it on Netflix, or if you would like to, you can rent it on Amazon for $3.99, or you can purchase it as well. Check that out. And last but not least, we've got Pumpkin Scrub. I know, it's not another movie, right? I'm switching up. I'm throwing curveballs at you. I just want to keep you on your toes. Plus, I don't want to leave anybody out. So if you're a crafty person or like to do things with your hands and physically get in there and make something, this is for you. Check out the pumpkin spice scrub, and it only takes 4 or 5 ingredients. I mean, you need a mason jar, you need some coconut oil, some pumpkin spice, and some sugar. So that's 4. That's all you need. Mix it up, add it together, and then you got a scrub. I'm gonna try this, believe it or not. I'm not a crafty person, and if you know me, you know I'm not lying. I'm like, oh, anything arts and crafts, I'm out. I can't do it. I get stressed out. It's supposed to be a stress relief, but with all that being said, I'm gonna try this one and bring it in the studio and show you when it's all said and done. And if you do try it, please promise me that you will email a picture of it to me or comment it and show it to me and tell me if it was easy or hard to make, because I want to keep putting things like that up here for people to do, but I also wanted to make sure that they're obtainable for people to do. You feel me? You following me? All right, let's go to our outs, y'all. For my out people that like to hair flip and do fun things out and about, this is for you. This one is actually for the kiddos though. So Harry Potter, a science overview night. This is tapping into your inner geeky side. If you like Harry Potter or your kid is a Harry Potter freak, I suggest that you take them to this. It is a sleepover at the Science Museum. You got to bring some blankets though. They're not housing that. They're not going to give that to you, but they will provide the movie for you. And they encourage you to bring snacks and dress up and have fun and just have an awesome night at the museum. And like, let me tell you right now, I'm not that old, but I know that when I was young, wasn't nothing going on like this for me. And if there was, I was not given access to it. So go enrich in your culture of your children. Go take them to stuff like this. This one is a little pricey though, but I still encourage it, because what's the look in your kid's eye when they learn something new or they get to experience something new for the first time? For children, it's $45, and a chaperone, it's $25. And if you don't have kids or you are not a kid person, don't be signing up to be no chaperone. You just go on home, go to sleep. The event starts on Friday at 6 p.m. and it ends Saturday morning early, y'all. So if you're not an early morning riser or don't want to wake up at 7:30 to go get your baby from this event, you might want to stay tonight. It ends at 7:30 on Saturday morning. Okay, that's it for our first out. Excuse me. Next up, we've got the Holiday Tasting Fair event. Now, if you are like me, because I'm a foodie, one thing I can do is eat. Don't judge me about my weight, but just know that it goes down in the tummy. Not the DMs, but the tummy. It goes down. I likes to put it away. So this one is probably it's gonna be close to being my favorite thing to do this week. And guess what, y'all? It's free $99. So I may hit you with the kids for it being a little expensive, but this right here is free, and it starts from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And you can get all kinds of samples, and there'll be a giveaway. And there's also going to be vegan and like dietary options for Thanksgiving. Because even though this holiday is typically known for being fatty and bad, and you put on all the calories and the weight, they have some healthier alternatives. So go check this out. The address for this is, let me see, 7301 South Pennsylvania Avenue. And it will be located at the Green Acres Market in Oklahoma City. So go check that out, okay? And last but not least, y'all, I told you it was a tie between last one and this one, because food is the way to my heart, but so is a good drink or two. Check out Mistletoe and Margaritas, y'all. Mistletoe and Margaritas. Mistletoe and Margaritas. Turn up. Turn up. Mistletoe and Margaritas. It's free $99 too. Ooh, yes I did. I said it. It's free $99. Go check out Mistletoe and Margaritas. All you got to do is walk around, look at some Christmas decorations, decide if it's cute or not, throw it in the basket, and get a margarita. Simple and free and fun. And it is located downtown at the Urban Farmhouse off of 400 Southwestern. So do that. And I think the event starts early in the day, so 11 o'clock, and it ends at 8:39. Go check that out. Tell me how it is. Because I'm for real. If I was going to be in town, that would be the one I was going to be at. Yeah, you got me, guys. I'm headed out of town. But I will be in Houston. But I'll be back soon. So don't miss me because I'll miss you. But anyway, let's move on to our sports. This week in sports, the Sooners will be playing Baylor, and they have yet to tell me what time, and I'm a little upset about that because I like to be prepared. I like to either know that I need to listen to the sports animal and find out what's going on, or that I can watch it on TV, and they've yet to tell me either one of those things. But they will be playing the Baylor Bears, so hopefully they can knock them on out the way and get that 8-2 record. And the Cowboys will also be playing this Saturday, and they will be playing the Red Raiders. Bang, bang. And they are also 7-2, and they've yet to disclose when they're going to play at what time, too. It's weird, but both games are at home, so if you have time, get your drive on to Stillwater or Norman and go support our local colleges, okay? And this week in Thunder basketball, we've got 4 games. 4 again, but 3 of them will be at home and 1 of them will be away. And the first game is against the Clippers, and that game starts at 7 o'clock our time. Check that out, and it'll be on NBA TV if you want to see that, or you can just go down to Thunder Alley and get it cracking there too. And the second game will be on Sunday against the Orlando Magic. It'll be at 6 p.m. The third game is on Monday, and it's against the Pistons, and it will be at 6:30. And then the last game is on Wednesday, and it will be against Houston at 7 o'clock p.m. our time. All right, and last but not least, you know, if you watch the show, you know how I feel. The boys are back in town. Yes, the boys have been killing the game. They are 7-1. For all the haters in the air, go ahead and digest that, let it sink on in there, get on in your spirit. They are 7-1, and they will be playing the Steelers this week. The game is away, but it will be televised on Fox, so check that out as well. And as we are coming to a close of our show, I just want to say thank you for hanging in there with me again. My name is Nicole Elise, aka Elise You Know. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook or like my fan page as well on Facebook, Nicole Elise. And actually, Elise You Know is my fan page. Elise, ALYSE, the letter U, KNOW, and it's all one word. So check me out there. Check out our website, seethevisionproduction.wordpress.com. And if you want to hit me with an email, you can do that too at seethevisionproduction@gmail.com. And a special thank you to our sponsors again this evening: Oklahoma Commercial Roofing, Web Copycat, and Terry Owens Made to Order Designs. Go support them, please, because they support us, and without them, there's no us. But anywho, with everything that's going on in this world today, just take a deep breath, relax, and know that everything's going to be okay. Okay? And with that being said, continue to keep your eyes open so you can see the vision. Have a good night.